Hello, my loves. Another channeled reading for you all today. So let's see. As I say in every reading, I don't believe in coincidences. Why can't I ever say that word? I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in co-creations. So if you're seeing this, it is likely for a reason. So why not stay and see what that reason could be? Spirit, ancestors, loved ones, what is coming through for the collective today? What do they need to know that's going to help them connect deeply to themselves, or perhaps remember a part of themselves that they have forgotten or ignored? Let's see what's coming forward. And as usual, I do my skincare and a bit of my makeup and get ready. I'm hearing patience is what you have been mastering. But it's a different kind. It's interesting. Timing has been such a factor in these past few readings. So this collective, I feel like, has perhaps really been struggling with time constraints, or just like feeling like something is running out of time or something. I'm seeing like something dwindling away. This could be finances. This could be, just time in general. Some sort of capacity which you feel is going to come to an end. A structure, a safety is going to come to an end. Let's go deeply into this and see what the guidance here is for you all. You will feel if this is for you. Okay. Take what resonates. There's been this rushing sort of energy, and that rushing energy, you may have noticed, has been putting a lot of unneeded pressure on yourself and your creations, so much so that your creations haven't been able to come from you in a really fully fledged and fully fleshed out way. You may have felt that your expression has been inhibited because of this rushing feeling, like you can't say, or you haven't been able to share fully all the parts of you because you feel like it's not the time, or there's not enough time for it, or you feel like it's something about it being like, don't worry about it kind of energy, a dismissive energy, I'm going to say, that you've had for yourself or parts of yourself. This has been slowly leaving your system as you're coming back more and more and more to your purpose and to the reason why you do this work, or why you are doing whatever you're doing, why you're creating or sharing whatever it is you're creating. Creation feels significant. So there can be a lot of shame, and shame's often tied to our expression of self as well, and our confidence and our ability to not just communicate, but our ability to connect is key here. Apologies if I look like a mess. The guidance here has been intense, actually. There's like an intensity to the guidance where your guides have really been ushering you towards a certain way of being and a certain level of existence in which you meet yourself more truthfully and more fully, and with more love and acceptance. So you've been feeling called to more acceptance of late. That is why, because your guides are wanting you to cringe and cliche, and they know this, but you need to trust the process of your becoming. You need to trust the process of this world that you are unraveling within. You are never going to be left behind and forgotten, because you are never going to forget yourself. You need to have the trust in yourself now that you're here for a reason, and you know that. You wouldn't be watching this if you didn't know that you're here for a reason, if you didn't believe that there was so much that you were meant to do in this world. You are not going to be forgotten or left behind, because you have not forgotten yourself. Your purpose has been to remember all that you are, So why do you keep thinking that you aren't going to be chosen when you are the one who keeps choosing yourself? All you need to do is see that. See how much love there is for yourself now. How much choice and time and energy you're putting into yourself. There's this need to just have a space for gratitude and a space for appreciating all that you've been doing and all that you've been working on. You're waiting for the universe to give you the sign or the signal that it's enough, or that you've been chosen, or that it's finally time. But you have been the one who is saying it's finally time. And if you don't feel like you've been saying that enough, then you need to start saying it. It is time. It is time. It is time for me to be who I am. It is time for me to receive. It is time for me to evolve to whatever it is in your world that you're searching and walking towards. You need to choose it for yourself. That is how you embody. That is how you create the life that you want to create. That is how you continue whatever it is that you're doing. You've realized for a while now in this collective that outsourcing doesn't work. Okay? Even this message today, the only reason it will resonate with you is if you have already felt this. So I'm just telling you things that you already know. I am bringing to the surface things that are already within you. But it's up to you to create from what resonates within you. And that's how you connect to your inner source. We are inspired. We do not copy. Okay, you have your own filtering, processing system where you take in information and you process it and you filter it and you go within and you bring out of you what is you. That is the point. So you realize that if you receive things in your external that don't feel like you can say no. And that is all. And that is it. And it can be. And then you go within, you listen to yourself, and you go, yes, that is me, I want that, and you put it into your world. Because like you are inspired by others of those that resonate with you, there are others who are inspired and resonate with you. I hope that made sense what I just said. Your patience, I'm hearing your patience is a virtue and has been a virtue. But you don't need to be patient anymore. And I don't mean Spirit isn't trying to say that patience is no longer involved. But it's the waiting game that you have been playing that needs to end. Patience, in the way that it's been brought to you right now in this message, is this free-flowing space of trust in everything happens when it's meant to happen. That's what your guides want you to focus on. But that doesn't mean that you need to wait. Because if you feel something, then it is decided that that is the time it needs to happen. No more outsourcing means if you feel it, and there's a knowing, and there is trust, then it is up to you to make the time now. You do not feel something and wait for the signal. You feel something and make it happen, because that is the signal. So patience is no longer a game of waiting. Patience is a game of responding when you call for it, and trusting the call, and trusting the timing as it comes within you, as it appears in here, in your heart, in your intuition, in your downloads, in your connection to self. What your world is going to do, your universe, is going to support and validate you, because that is what it is designed to do. That is its role in co-creation. So when you say something is so, and you let it be, and you trust, the universe's job, its role, its responsibility is to validate that and reflect that back at you. All you let go of is time, because you trust the time. This is really, really important for this collective, because I feel that whatever you've been experiencing for the past, I'm hearing 3 to 6 months, has really been centered around time, around waiting, around wondering, when is it going to happen? When is it going to start to happen? So for this collective, it's been really, really important to be in time and understand what it actually means for you. Ask yourself, how does your timing work? Ask yourself more questions. Feel deeply, go within and listen. Hear it, hold space for it, and respond, because that's what trust is. Trust does not require proof. The whole point of trust is to do in the knowing that it is, without having to see that it is. The seeing comes after, because you trust that it is. And this collective has been heavily taught and conditioned from a young age that seeing is believing, that believing is seeing, that in order for it to be, it has to be seen. And that is not true. Some of you may have actually struggled with sight. I don't mean your intuition. I mean like your clairvoyance. Some of you may have actually struggled with that, and maybe you rely on other gifts of feeling and knowing rather than clear seeing. You may have actually felt like you struggled to imagine and see the future. I'm getting emotional because you were never meant to. That's not where you get your signals from. That's not where you get your guidance from. You get your guidance from being in it right now and choosing it. That is what you're meant to do. You're not meant to see ahead. You're meant to forge it. You're meant to create it. You've been here for so long, so many lifetimes, beyond all time constraints. You don't need to see anything anymore. There's the point of view. You're never meant to see it. You're meant to feel it and know it, and that is enough. The seeing is only part of the picture. Just because you can't see a painting in front of you does not mean that it isn't there. When I say that, I mean just because you might be blind and you might not have the gift of seeing, and it maybe won't come easily to you, does not mean that it's not there. You could have actually been having issues with your eyes recently, or have experienced that over time. You have been guided for a very, very long time, this collective, to trust what you feel, and that is it. I'm getting so many emotions coming up with this. That has always been your power, your feeling, your ability to feel and discern and respond. Your power has always come from that space, and that is what you need to create the life you're creating. You're already doing it, but you're still adding a component that does not fit in to the program. You're still trying to see it. You're still trying to focus on the external so much so that it takes you away from the programs that do work. It's like using the wrong remote. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that for you. Maybe for other people, they rely on seeing. This collective does not. Seeing can happen, but it is not your focus. It is not what drives you. It is not what helps you create. You create with feeling, from feeling, because that is where your trust is, and that is the most powerful thing you can do, is feel it, trust it enough that you create it, and that it is born, and eventually you'll see it. But the seeing isn't it. The seeing doesn't validate what you feel. The seeing is simply a reflection of what already exists. I hope when you're hearing this today, collective, that you're feeling this, that you're really, truly hearing this. Let this be the thing that inspires you to respond to all you're feeling. And I don't just mean emotions, okay? I don't just mean every single thing that you feel, because there is a transformation process that takes place. There is an alchemization that takes place. That's where the discernment comes, that's where the awareness comes in. You have so many tools there. Use all of them. Use what you have. That is your power, to be able to use effectively and efficiently all that you have available to you and make something more of it. That is how you paint your picture. Blindly, with full faith and trust in all the colors and all the brushes, in the canvas, in the feeling and the knowing that what you're creating is enough, without needing to see it. And that is why the things that you do create are going to be so magnetic and so powerful and so abundant. Because it's born from its purest energetic source. Of love and passion and trust in the knowing. And that is why you're going to be successful in all that you do, when you trust what you feel. And letting that be the guide with all of your choices and all of your decisions and all of your actions and all of your creations. Kind of forgot about the get ready with me, but I'm not doing much today. If this feels like you, then you also are someone who is wanting to belong and connect with community and feel that you are not alone in your, I don't want to say niche way of living, because this definitely is a big collective, but it's a collective who have kept this to themselves. potentially neurodivergent, couldn't say the words. This is a collective who has kept so much to themselves because this world is built on seeing. When you've always just known and you've always just felt. And it's not that you couldn't see. It's just that the things that you felt and knew were always bigger than whatever you could see. And that made you feel lonely, and that made you feel misunderstood. It made you question yourself. It made you feel like something was wrong with you. But there's nothing ever been wrong with you. You just operate on a very different level. On a level that requires a lot of willpower when it comes to mastery. Because we aren't taught to trust ourselves, we are taught to trust everything that is outside of us. So when you do this work and you master your ability to trust self, there is nothing more powerful. And you know that when you do this, you are the one who has to have your back at all times. You are the one who has to drive everything. You are the one giving yourself the power to keep going, the will to do it all. But you aren't alone. Hence this video. You aren't alone. And this collective is grander than you can imagine. It's time for this collective to realize this, to be so emboldened by their feeling, by their trust in self and all that they know. It's time. So if you're wanting to connect more in this space, if you're wanting to expand on your ability to feel and to believe and to know, then feel free to come join Sacred Space, a growing community of people like this in this collective who have these gifts, who has this power and is learning to wield it and is learning to make it their own. I'm sending this collective so much love. You have got this. Remember that it's all you and there is nothing you can't do when you let yourself feel it all.